wider view, and yeah, there's clouds. They're not really going to break, even though the satellite shows that some breaks back there. Likely just not picking up on the low clouds all too well. 52 to 55 around the city at the moment. So you got the gray skies, the cool air. Not a lot changes when you get outside the city as well, so more of the same there. The weather pretty uniform all across the area. There's your light northeast wind today at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And likely doesn't get any stronger than about 15 miles per hour this morning. And even that could be a bit of a reach. So not that big of a deal with the wind today. There's your scattered showers here at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Some spotty stuff on the map. By noon, you can still see scattered showers, but less of them into the afternoon. You see by 3 o'clock, mostly just gray skies. You got a few sprinkles or light showers left over by 5. We're only up to 59 today. That's it. So that's all the warmer we can be. The numbers just aren't going to move a ton. By 10 o'clock tonight, we're down to 55 and should get a few breaks in the clouds. Overall, I think we can fall down into the upper 40s in some spots. Could have a few sprinkles overnight, but overall, probably not much in the way of rainfall overnight tonight. There are more chances Wednesday. We will warm up another 10 degrees Wednesday and possibly get a few afternoon thunder showers. And on Thursday, 73, that's looking better. But again, a stray shower possible there. Just can't guarantee a dry day yet for the middle of the week. So kind of a gloomy gray start here to this week. We'll see if we can improve on it.
Okay, so this is May 27th.
I checked, yeah.
And we are in the 50s all day long. So I'm speaking for the people who may be wondering when we'll get some warmer weather.
You sounded like you were in trouble.
Yeah, no kidding. You know someone who knows someone who wants some 80s? Exactly. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Yeah, let's talk about what we do have coming here. It's going to feel a little bit like summer as we make our way into the weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you're going to get a little more humidity, and there's going to be some heat that comes along with it. The pool weather you're wanting is on the way this weekend. It wasn't there last weekend. 80 on Friday, 80 on Saturday, the way things are looking. Partly cloudy skies, got a couple spotty thunder showers possible. On Saturday, the way things are looking, just a few hit and miss showers and thunder showers. Could be middle of the day. Still think it's going to be a pretty good day with some warmth, but there's your day. Sunday is when we start to get a little more heat and humidity, up to 86 for the high there, 87 on Monday. And there we go. It could be a little busier with some of the weather middle of next week. We'll watch that for our Stuff the Truck forecast here as we get a little closer to next week. Pattern may get a little more summer-like here as we, I guess, yeah, June, is it Sunday?
Yeah, June 1st is Sunday, so right on cue, boom.
Wow.
Started right up. There we go. Cool May turns into that.
In the meantime, let's get an update on traffic this morning. There was a vehicle fire causing a lot of issues earlier in the broadcast that we had. How's it looking now?
Well, so we're still looking at traffic impacts. Now, thankfully, it sounds like everybody's okay out of this. That's the good news. We're looking at this in a really unfortunate spot, though, because 84th Street is what's affected, and that is the route that a lot of people are using to head northbound with 72nd. Being closed with construction. Look at all of the colors that are lighting up in this area as a result of this. So you've got a lot of slow traffic. There are no lane blockages heading southbound on 84th. 84th northbound, though, it has been blocked as a result of this. And you can see it still is no traffic coming through here. That was the vehicle that was on fire. So still looking at that being a problem for us. All sorts of backups in this area leading up to it. Traffic has been getting diverted onto eastbound I-80. If you're trying to go northbound on 84th, you will be pushed onto eastbound I-80. So how do you avoid this situation? What's the best way to handle this? Well, I would say 60th is what you should use here because, again, you can't use 72nd. That's closed. You can go northbound here, continue northbound if that's the direction you're heading, and you shouldn't have too much problem there. It's also probably your best way to get to westbound I-80 as well. You can get your way there and continue that way. There are other options to get to westbound I-80. The problem is if you were, say, using L or Q to get to I-80 over here, notice all these delays that are showing up here. That's that construction zone. So you're trying to merge in right as you're getting those lanes kind of squeezing in. You're going to have to try to fight your way in that way. So that's why I think 60th is the best way way to handle this until we can get 84th to open back up. And I will give you a first alert when that does happen, but it looks like we still have a little bit with that being closed. Give you the full sense of how things are going this morning. Keep in mind, Rusty was just talking about the showers. You've got wet roads out there, so use a little extra caution as you're heading out and about into some of those interchanges. It's mostly the construction zones that have the issues. We've got 480 with quite the delays as you're preparing to go from Council Bluffs into Omaha. And then, of course, I just mentioned the I-80 zone that we have the work happening near Giles. So most of the metro is moving all right, just with wet roads. We'll keep you posted on how that 84th situation resolves and anything else that pops up.
Okay. Jared, thank you. In the meantime, happening today, state senators return back to Lincoln with just 5 days left in this legislative session.
Now, on the agenda, a motion to override one of Governor Jim Pillen's vetoes. The bill he vetoed would hold the Omaha Housing Authority responsible for bad conditions. Now, right now, OHA is facing a lawsuit over unaddressed bed bugs at Underwood Tower. A notary charged with improperly signing medical cannabis petitions is requesting a jury trial. 54-year-old J.C. Todd faces 24 counts of official misconduct, accused of notarizing petition pages outside the presence of a circulator. A Hall County judge previously dismissed the charges, ruling that Todd is not a public servant performing government functions. Another judge reversed that decision. While hundreds took part in a Memorial Day ceremony at Omaha's Memorial Park.
That's right. There were 1,300 flags planted at the site, each one representing 1,000 men and women who fought and died for our country. The ceremony included skydivers bringing old glory down to earth and actors portraying fallen military heroes and historic figures. For one veteran, Memorial Day holds a personal value.
Bittersweet, right? Tough, but at the same time, important that we remember those that served. So joyful in a way, but it is tough because they can't be here celebrating with us.
That's not.
Former Omaha Mayor Hal Daub led the crowd through that ceremony. Nebraska Senator Pete Ricketts and Representative Don Bacon dished out pancakes to the crowd.
And a quick reminder on trash pickup in Omaha. Because of Memorial Day, the rest of the week's collections will be pushed back a day. All right, still ahead, Nebraska and Creighton baseball getting ready for the NCAA tournament.
That's right, that plus more weather and traffic when we come back.
Welcome back, everybody. Taking a live look outside on this Tuesday morning as many of you returned back to work. Some of you back to school after that long holiday weekend. Unfortunately, you're going to be dealing with this. We need the rain. We know that. And you know what? Let's just say that we do need the rain.
There you go. Not going to amount to much, but hey, we'll take every last drop we got out there. But you mentioned, so Council Bluffs School still in session today for a good chunk of this week. Is you're not missing out on summer much. Today's kind of meh. You got a lot of showers on the Iowa side right now. You got some scattered stuff on the Nebraska side, but I can take you in a little closer, and you'll see in and around the metro things fairly dry right now. A little shower from Crescent down to Council Bluffs towards Bellevue, and not too much around the city otherwise. But again, little hit and miss stuff is just going to keep floating through here as we march through the course of the morning. Bigger picture shows if it's not raining, it's going to be cloudy. That's really not going to change all that much, so get used to that. Unfortunately, the gray layer is out there. So 59 today is it. Now the record cold afternoon high for today, I thought it might have been in reach. It's 48 degrees. So we have been colder on this day before, but still 59 is notably cool. Then tomorrow we're going to get a few more breaks in the clouds, get some sunshine sneaking through, and you'll notice here there could be a couple of thunder showers bubble up. I'm watching once we get to about lunch and beyond. There you go, just enough. You can see a couple little specks on the map. Those could be thunder showers. Nothing severe or anything, but watch for those being maybe a little more of a downpour than what we're dealing with today. So that's what we'll be contending with here tomorrow. And then by Thursday, there could be a couple more showers, but even lower chances there and a little more warmth and a little more sunshine. So let's take today all the way through Thursday's rain chances. And most of what we're seeing with the rain is falling right now. Everything is going to be pretty light beyond this morning, with less than 1/4 of an inch of additional rainfall out of what we're going to see from today all the way through Thursday. There's your 59-degree afternoon high. It's going to be cool, cloudy, pretty damp. Shower chances at their greatest this morning, like I mentioned, and then should dwindle some into the afternoon and the overnight hours. So you can see how these kind of erode here, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. There's just fewer on the map today. By 3 o'clock, you can see just a little bit left, even less by 5, even less by about 7, and overall pretty gray conditions persist into the overnight hours. Then there's the spotty thunder showers Wednesday, some on Thursday as well, right up near 80 degrees Friday and Saturday. So getting closer to average, closer to where we should be by this upcoming weekend.
Okay, so a little bit more sunshine, just have to wait a little bit. Now already in that 10-day forecast, we've been talking about it already, our Stuff the Truck food drive, that forecast already popping up now.
Yeah, we got some thunderstorm activity that could be there to watch for middle of next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, this stretch could have a little front that's stalled out in the area, and you got some 80s, and it's humid to go along with this as well. And you got some rain chances here that actually increase in likelihood towards the first part of June. So we got a cool April here, end of May here, and then we head into June, and that's when we get a little more warmth.
Sure
above
feels
average
like
temperature.
April.
I know.
That's it. The weather's fooled me there. So you got some 80s and humidity back in play early next week, and we'll see how much sunshine we can get out of that. By that time, though, you got to think about severe weather with those thunderstorms, too, because that's a little energy to work with.
See, we just can't get the 80s and just be...
I know, we just can't have our nice stuff.
Yeah. All right. Yes, thank you. All right, Jared has an important update on that I-80 situation.
Yeah, you haven't stepped out the door yet. You can use this information to help guide you. Now, it hasn't completely resolved, but we've partially reopened 84th.
That's progress.
So, here's the view. You can see that we have backups in the area, but we do have the left lane open, and we also have reopened the ramp to go from northbound 84th to westbound I-80. So we're improving. The right lane is still blocked here as you're heading northbound on 84th. So keep that in mind. You're going to still have a lot of traffic coming through here that has to fit through one lane. So it's going to remain slow, but we are getting some improvement. We at least have traffic that is getting into this area and through it. So that's the current situation there and what things are looking like. Still slow. You've got delays that go all the way back to past L at this point. So a lot of traffic has to filter through there. So you can either use that, or you can use that option I mentioned earlier to use 60th to head northbound and go through this area, or access westbound I-80. Either of those are still on the table as what you can do this morning, whether you want to try to go through the 84th stretch. 60th does look like it's moving along pretty well. New crash that just came in. I haven't gotten a chance to finish this graphic, but this is 240th and Center. You are looking at some slowdowns there as you're going from 275 to southbound to head west or westbound on Highway 92. So watch for this area. It's showing up as slow. So got a scene there that's likely getting worked at this point. Other things that I'm keeping an eye on include the 480 path to get over the river from Council Bluffs to Omaha. We've got that construction zone running quite slowly this morning. Similar case on I-80 through Giles. And then, of course, the fact that it's raining out there. We are seeing a fair amount of yellow starting to show up, just indicating people who are using a little extra caution with the wet roads. So keep that in mind this morning. Turn those headlights on with the rain falling. You may have to play with the wipers a little bit, and keep in mind it could be a little slick at some of those ramps and curves.
Absolutely. Okay, Jarrett, thank you. In the meantime, in your Big Red Extra coverage, Nebraska baseball is heading to Chapel Hill to face off against the Oklahoma Sooners in a battle of two former Big 8 schools. UNC and Holy Cross also in that regional. This is the Huskers' 19th NCAA tournament selection and third under head coach Will Bolt. He and Nebraska senior Riley Silva talked about the challenges ahead.
This was a kind of an improbable type of scenario about a month and a half ago, I think, for a lot of people. But the guys in the clubhouse, they just kept believing, and that's what
some of the guys coming back that were here last year. You know, we'll help the guys that haven't been there yet, and we'll let them know how everything kind of works and get them settled in, and we're definitely going to make a run this year. So it'll be fun to watch.
All right, first pitch from Chapel Hill is 4 p.m. Friday. The game will be broadcast on ESPN+. And our Blue Jays extra coverage now. The road to the College World Series officially starts now.
That's right. Creighton learned who and where they will play their regional. The Blue Jays are set to face Kansas in Fayetteville. Arkansas and North Dakota State round out the field. Blue Jay players, staff, and fans were at DJ's dugout for the selection show. We caught up with the Jays to talk about their anticipation.
But whenever it comes down to it, we could be playing Kansas or we can be playing the Yankees. It really doesn't matter for us. We're just going to, our coach has been great all year with scouting reports and, figuring out ways for the pitching staff to get out hitters and for the hitters, to kind of attack these pitchers. So I think we're going to go in there, riding a lot of momentum and extremely confident.
Well, none of us can predict 41 wins before the season started, but I really thought we had a chance to be different, to be special. And I just can't say enough about those upperclassmen.
Having a great season. First pitch between the Jays and Jayhawks is 7 p.m. Friday. You can catch the game on ESPN+.
All right, coming up, an update on Hong Kong's twin giant pandas.
Find out more when we come back on First Alert 6 streaming. Welcome back, everybody. Hong Kong is celebrating its first locally born giant pandas.
All right, meet Gia, and Didi. They were born last August. Over 35,000 residents took part in a naming contest for the two giant pandas. Theme park housing them says that Gia's name embodies prosperity and happiness. Didi's name points to success and virtue. Some are choosing to just call them elder sister and little brother.
That works.
Their popularity is raising some hopes for a tourism boost to the city.
Look how sweet they look and innocent.
So that's adorable, but what's the deal today with video of things sleeping? Like,
Yeah, right, the yawn.
That's a good point.
By the way, this is perfect sleeping weather, right? It'd just be just like those pandas.
That
except
is
I
a
would fall off.
mood.
Yeah, a whole mood.
Prime time nap weather.
That's
All
the
right,
forecast.
Get your nap on. Thank you so much for joining us here on First Alert 6. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a good start to your Tuesday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Tuesday morning to you. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
I'm Erin Hartley. Some traffic impacts that could be affecting your commute. We'll get a check in with Jarrett Lansford.
That's particularly if you're trying to go northbound and usually use 84th. We've got one lane travel in place. Did have a vehicle fire here that for a time had the road completely blocked. So we've made some progress, but still quite the delays in this area. There you can see you have to stay left as you're heading through this area. We also have that ramp open back up to go to I-80 westbound, but the right lane remains blocked, and you can see that we have delays that stretch all the way back past L as a result of that. So keep that in mind. Maybe use 60th as your alternator. Some slowdowns on the JFK, I-80, as well as 480 heading over the Missouri River. Rusty.
And all that happening with the rain out there. Light showers for the most part now on the Nebraska side. The steadier rain is on the Iowa side. So still damp. Nothing's really going to dry out today with these spotty showers moving through. You can see another little showers popped up around Center and 204th, lifting to the northeast. So yeah, this is kind of the story. Best odds for rain this morning, and can never really guarantee you a dry hour at any point during the day today, but the odds for rain will drop off after the next couple of hours anyway. So First Alert forecast shows even with that, the clouds not going anywhere. We're going to be parked in the 50s, 59 for the afternoon high. So clouds around. We'll get a little more sunshine sneaking through in 68 tomorrow, 73 on Thursday. Still some small chances of rain each day. Aaron?
State senators return back to Lincoln with just 5 days left in this legislative session. A motion to override one of Governor Jim Pillen's vetoes is on the agenda. This is over a bill that would hold the OHA responsible for poor conditions.
Well, it is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in 25 minutes. We'll see you then.